right.
All right. It's the J1S boys. We're back with another episode. Today, Sunday, May 16, 2021. It is WWE Wrestlemania Backlash tonight in a matter of a mere hours. So far, the lineup for tonight, a lot of championship matches. We got the WWE Championship match, Lashley versus McIntyre and Braun Strowman. The Universal Championship match, Roman Reigns against Cesaro. SmackDown Women's Championship match, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. The Raw Women's Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. SmackDown Tag Team Championship match with Ziggler and Rude versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio. And then Damian Priest versus The Miz in a lumberjack match. As far as we know, those are the only matches for the night. Of course, with Vince McMahon, things change at the very last second. If he doesn't want a match to go, it won't go. If it'll go, he'll
they went down from they originally had like 8 matches, right? Now they're down to 6.
Yeah, like originally, I think Intercontinental Championship match between Apollo Crews and Big E was on schedule, but this past Friday they changed that up and moved it to this coming Friday, and it's going to be a fatal 4-way match instead of just Apollo Crews and Big E. Now it's Apollo Crews, Big E, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, all for the IC title match on Friday Night SmackDown coming up. And then originally it was supposed to be Umberto Carrillo versus Sheamus for the U.S. title, but they had a match this past Monday night on Raw, and Carrillo suffered a hip injury to where he couldn't even finish the match.
Yeah.
So maybe they still have a U.S. title match where Sheamus comes out there and is like, well, fella, I was scheduled to have a match, but apparently my opponent, he's not able to go. So I think I'm going to have an open challenge. I can see Sheamus going out there and doing something like that, and I would love it if he did.
But, yeah, that'd be the best scenario.
Yeah. I mean, keep an open challenge thing alive with the U.S. title, that's always dope. But let's jump in to our first match of discussion.
Before we get going on it, it's a travesty what he's done to the tag team division, let alone besides that, where are the Raw tag team championships? Like, where are the champions? Like, where is that match at? Like, that's a whole nother episode, but I just want to let that out, man. What he's done to the tag team division is a travesty. We haven't even seen.
Anybody who's been watching wrestling for years and knows man knows that he loves the giants and the big bodybuilders. So he just went ahead and slapped the tag team titles on Omos, who was, I don't want to say piggybacking.
They haven't even performed since WrestleMania. Like, they're not even on the card for the night. Like, that's probably been a pre-show. But like I said, that's a whole nother episode.
He doesn't care about the tag team division. That's why he lost the Revival. That's why he lost a couple other ones. But he don't care about tag team really. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them dropping the titles, and hopefully the titles become relevant again. But tonight, first match we're gonna jump into, Damian Priest versus The Miz, lumberjack match. Of course, all the matches are basically piggybacking off of the matches that happened at WrestleMania just last month. I'm surprised they're honestly still carrying on this whole Priest versus The Miz situation. With it being a lumberjack match, I'm really surprised by it because I guess that's the most interesting thing we could do with this feud. Damian Priest and Bad Bunny got the best of Miz and Morrison at WrestleMania. I'm going to call it and say Miz is going to win this match tonight. Somehow, some way, Miz is going to win this match. I just don't see him losing WrestleMania and then lose WrestleMania Backlash.
I agree. That they're known for the 50-50 booking. I think, yeah, I agree. I think the Miz will come out some way, somehow. Morrison will come into play. Perhaps one of the lumberjacks themselves come into play. They're starting a new angle and a new feud. So I think tonight will probably be the end of it, but I think Miz comes out on top.
And I feel like this match is probably the least exciting or least interesting one to me. I mean, it should still be a decent match, but I'm not really like, oh, I really want to see that match tonight. So I'm gonna just say the Miz on that. You said the Miz as well.
Yeah.
All right, the next one will be SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, the champions, taking on son and father duo of Dominic and Rey Mysterio. Roode and Ziggler have had the titles for quite a little minute now. The Dirty Dogs, as they call themselves, I feel. I mean, they had a decent run. I think they may be better at just carrying on the storyline instead of carrying the titles and the storyline. So I'm gonna call it and say Dominic and Rey Mysterio win the night, and they hold them for a good little minute after they win it, and then that'll build up a feud possibly for son versus father, and I'm thinking maybe SummerSlam.
Yeah, that could work. I thought they missed a chance on that for WrestleMania. I think that's a bigger moment, bigger match, like save it for the big four. I mean, that's where they're gonna go. But yeah, I do believe father and son tag team titles. I'm trying to think in my head, like I don't think it's ever been done, has it?
I feel like it has, but it was like a long time ago in a very short run.
I mean, but who would it have been? Like, as old as you are, you only know so many people, and it had to been probably before you if it did. But like, as old as you are, like you say it was, who would it have been? Like, you know,
I feel like it's
really could have been.
You breaking up.
Oh, I'm sorry. The only person that really probably could have been was Orton and his dad. I mean,
That was my only thought that came to my head. That was the only thought that came to my head.
I don't think it happened with them. I think this is probably. I'm thinking, if I'm not wrong, this will be the first time in history this has happened. And father son tag team champions, I think is a good sound. I think it's a good way to go. So I'm picking with you. I'm picking. I'll take Mysterio to take the titles tonight.
You think who's gonna win titles? Dominic, right?
I got Mysterio. Yeah, let Dominic get his first taste of gold, and be with his father. So like again, he's still learning. He learned a lot from his father. I think it's a good angle, and I'm going with the Mysterios to win the tag titles tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think that they're gonna win it tonight. Like I said, Ziggler and Roode have had it for quite some time. I feel like people sometimes even forget that Ziggler and Roode are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. But the next match we're gonna talk about is the Raw Women's Championship match. You got champion Rhea Ripley versus Asuka versus Charlotte Flair. I honestly don't know what to say about this whole feud. I really don't. It would be crazy if they take the belt off of Ripley after only having it for like a month and some, and then put it on Charlotte. Because I mean, it's definitely not going to Asuka. I'd be very surprised if Asuka wins tonight. But Charlotte Flair is a very close set in second place as far as winning the championship. But I see Rhea Ripley somehow winning it tonight. Like it'll be a situation where Charlotte Flair has an upper hand on Asuka while Ripley's out of the ring, and then Ripley jumps in the ring, knocks Charlotte Flair out, puts her pat maneuver on Asuka, and then she pins Asuka. So that way Charlotte never submitted, never was pinned, but she still loses. And then that'll set up a match for Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte 1-on-1. That's how I see
I
that
can
match.
see that. Yeah, I see that same way, but I think it plays out a different kind of way. I think call me crazy, but I think Alexa Bliss is getting ready to get involved some way somehow. Not sure how, but I think Rhea Ripley walks out tonight with the title.
Yeah.
I think Alexa Bliss gets in.
I mean, speaking of Alexa Bliss, like I was gonna wait to talk about it later, but this past Monday night on Raw, there was a 6-woman tag team match. You had Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, and Asuka versus Charlotte Flair and former women's tag team champions Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. And during the match, Alexa Bliss comes out at the top of the stage on a little swing set, her and Lily, and they're talking about they're just out there to keep an eye on somebody. Now, of those 6 women, like who would you think that, she's coming out there to keep an eye on? Originally, I was like, you got to go with the biggest name of those 6 women, which would be Charlotte Flair. But I just don't feel like, I feel like they're going to push Charlotte Flair to be back in the championship title picture. Then I don't see any way that it would be Asuka. Definitely not Shayna or Nia. I thought
Why
about
not?
Why
Why
not
not
who?
Oscar? Why not Oscar?
I guess I say that more so because of her mic skills. I feel like storyline that would be great, but because of her mic skills, it's like kind of wasting our time here.
I disagree. Now, now that you say you want to keep Charlotte in the title picture, I disagree. I think it could be Oscar. Like I think it could be Oscar.
I'd be surprised if it was Asuka. I honestly thought it was going to be Mandy for some reason.
We'll see. Well, we both got Rhea Ripley winning, but it'd be interesting to see if, for one, if it is Alexa Bliss, and 2, which route she goes.
All right, so we both got Ripley on that one. The next one is SmackDown Women's Championship match. You got champion Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Out the gate, I'm gonna say Bianca's gonna retain. I'll be very disappointed if they take the title off of her. Very disappointed. And put it back on Bayley right now. It's way too soon. Bianca's too much of an athlete, too much of a star. Yes, she's got to, get more experience under her belt. But I mean, don't take the title off of her ASAP. From a month after, just giving it to her. I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good one too. I agree. I'm gonna take Bianca Belair to retain.
Like when I say a good match, it'd be something that's like, that was a decent match to watch. But there are times where Bianca and Bayley both are a little shaky sometimes in the ring. Some of their stuff is a little like the timing may not be right or some along those lines. But I don't think the match would be horrible to where I just don't want to watch it. But I got Bianca winning that. You got Bianca as well?
Yeah, I think Bianca.
All right. The next match we're going to talk about is the Universal Championship match. You got champion Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. I honestly think this may be the match of the night. Simply because of Cesaro. I still see Roman Reigns retaining. I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised if Cesaro wins the title tonight. Like an interesting fact that I came across, like just looking up stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, peep this out. The last time Cesaro had a singles match for a championship was against Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental title back on the episode of Raw in December of 2017. He ain't had a singles title match in 4 years. And another interesting fact, the match between Cesaro and Reigns tonight is going to be Cesaro's first world title opportunity, while Roman Reigns has had 38 over his career.
World title opportunity, 38.
Not necessarily singles or anything like that. It could be fatal four-way, triple threat, 6-man. However, Roman Reigns has had 38 opportunities, and Cesaro has on this be Cesaro's first.
It's an awful lot of opportunities. You only have like.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like you think back to it, Roman Reigns has been in WWE for a good little minute now.
Yeah,
And
we're talking about world.
Yeah.
He said 38.
38. 38. It sounds crazy, but when you think back to it, think about how much Vince was trying to shove him down everybody's throat.
Yeah, but like, dang, 38. That's a big number. 38 is a big number for chances. Like, I don't even remember seeing him in the title, 38.
It's 2021 now. You got to say Reigns has been in the limelight or title picture for a good, 6-7 years?
When did they break up? 2014?
Something like that. 14, 15. So he's been in the title main picture for good.
If you add in that there's a Royal Rumble with the title on the line and Triple H win,
I would count that. I mean, anytime that the title is up for grabs, I would count it.
Yeah, those are little sneaky ones that he throws in there because like there were fatal four ways and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, 30. That's a lot. Yeah. Okay, go back to your stat. He's had 38 and Cesaro had none. So
Tonight will be Cesaro's first one. I wish he would win it tonight because if he don't win, I don't know who the hell's gonna take it off Roman Reigns. And honestly,
I agree.
Go ahead.
I agree with you. I think it will be Roman. I'm with you. If it's not going to be Cesaro tonight,
I don't know who the hell's gonna take it off of. I'm gonna be upset. What?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be really upset if for some reason Roman Reigns loses tonight. Roman Reigns wins tonight, and then for some reason Edge comes back into the picture and he's the one who takes it off Roman Reigns at like SummerSlam or something.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I think here's what I think. I think Vince is going for the CM Punk record. And if he makes it to SummerSlam, that's a year. I think if he makes it to the end of the year, it should break. One, I think he wants it off of CM Punk and on something he created.
Yeah.
So I think right now he's on that path. Like right now, I don't know if that record's at the forefront of his mind, but I'm pretty sure he would between CM Punk and Roman Reigns, he'd probably rather have it on Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if he makes it to SummerSlam, that's a year. It won't be much longer after that he needs to do it because he came back at SummerSlam between The Fiend and Braun Strowman at SummerSlam last year and did it.
He didn't win it at SummerSlam though, did he?
Yeah, he came back. He came back and speared both of them and won it there.
Oh, I thought he just interrupted the match. I didn't think he won it there.
No, it seems if I remember right, I do remember him interrupting the match, but I think he won it there too.
Oh, I thought he just interrupted the match.
To pull that up.
I thought he just I thought Brock won, but he just returned and speared both of them and then held the title up like, yeah, I never lost it type of thing. I had to relinquish it type of thing. I don't think he was in that match. I think Brock. Huh?
It was Braun and the Fiend.
Braun and the Fiend, not Brock and the Fiend. My bad. So who won that match?
I think Roman won that.
So it was a triple threat?
I want to say so. I mean, I'm looking it up now.
Also, like, I feel like, huh?
Go ahead, keep going, but I'm trying to find it now and look it up.
Like, I feel like Roman Reigns' character and gimmick right now, he doesn't need any title at all. He could just go and wreck shop through the whole locker room as far as wanting people to just acknowledge him in general. Like that whole acknowledging gimmick is pure gold.
Yeah, but I disagree. Like I think the title is the very centerpiece of the head of the table stuff. Like
yeah, I mean it is. It definitely is, but I just feel like his character or his gimmick doesn't necessarily need a title.
Oh, it says Roman Reigns beats the Fiend, Strowman, wins Universal title at Payback 2020.
And when was Payback?
Hang on. I knew he beat both of them.
I didn't think he
I don't
beat
see a
both
date. August 30th at Payback 2020. He beat him. Which is, I mean, August 30th. That was SummerSlam. No, that's not something. Payback had to be right after SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, so SummerSlam's at the very beginning of August then? Because SummerSlam's typically in August, ain't it?
Well, I guess SummerSlam don't matter now, but the Fiend was the champion, and it was a triple threat against the other two. I think he didn't show up to the very end. That was when he was on that kick about showing up at the last minute.
Yeah, that Brock Lesnar. Yeah,
like,
that's ringing a bell now.
He's coming out with a chair, and then he wins it. It's at Payback. I'm thinking it was SummerSlam, but I knew he beat both of them. But that was August 30th, so at very least that goes back to what I was saying. Like if he makes it to at least, like if he makes it past today, is May 16th. I think Vince wants him to break that record in August 30th and puts him at 365. But how many days do you at it? 435 or 4?
I thought it was 500 something.
I thought it was 4 something.
I thought it was like a low 5.
I think you're wrong there, as usual, but that's nothing new. But back to the story, I'm gonna say that I'm with you. I think Roman Reigns walks out tonight with the title.
Does he win it clean? Does Jimmy turn tonight? We know where Jay stands, but does Jimmy fall in line?
It's gonna be like a murky kind of look tonight. It's gonna be looking like he did fall in line, but he didn't want to, kind of thing. He's still gonna be resistant until it all comes together like a strong fist. Like there's still you got two, like you said, there's 2 of them in line. I'm thinking he's like it'd be nice to see him add Tamina or something later down the line, but
I think it'll be a situation tonight where Jay gets involved with the match, but then Cesaro somehow gets the upper hand, start beating him down, then Jimmy gets involved trying to protect his brother, not necessarily coming to Roman's aid, and then Roman capitalizes. That's the way I see this match going down tonight.
They may be how they play it because they've never let them two waver. Like those two have always been like no matter what goes on, those two are always gonna be good.
Yeah.
I mean, he may look at him like, yeah, I ain't no punk like him, but ain't nobody gonna touch him kind of thing. Like ain't nobody gonna mess with him kind of thing. Like I see that. I do see this thing coming full head and full circle, where all of the head of the table, he's got his gold, and Usos got their gold, and maybe Tamina joins them with her gold of the women's championship, not the tag women's. Like let that falter, but eventually, like one, like you know, we alluded to. I mean, we talked about that earlier, but we'll go on that later. Last match.
We got the WWE Championship match where champion Bobby Lashley takes on Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman. Lashley's had the title since WrestleMania now. No, he's had it longer than WrestleMania, has he not?
No, March. Yeah, he's a longer. It's not been longer than WrestleMania. It's March 8th.
Yeah, so he's had it a good 2 months or so now. Maybe pushing 3 months or something. But Lashley, to me, has paid his dues. He's a little choppy in the ring from time to time. I really wish he'd get that whole holding the title up correctly under control, because I hate seeing him hold the title up with the WWE logo upside down. I know you hate that too.
Yeah.
I say Lashley wins. I'm trying to think of how this match can play out, but I think Lashley wins.
What do you say? Triple threat, Strowman?
Strowman, McIntyre, Lashley.
I'm gonna say Strowman walks out.
Wow.
So the monster among men walks out.
Wow. That is a very bold prediction. Yeah, he is.
Good.
Like I said, I think Lashley's going to win it tonight. You say Braun Strowman. I think that's a very, very, very bold prediction. That would be the absolute shock of the night if Braun walks out of there as WWE champion. I mean, he's been Universal Champion once, maybe twice. He hasn't held the WWE Championship yet. It'd be, like I said, that would be the shock of the night. Braun walks out of there as WWE champion. I don't see it happening.
The interesting part is going to be who takes the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be McIntyre.
It's got to be McIntyre who takes the ball.
Maybe you could interject Jinder Mahal of McIntyre. There can be bloodline there.
That would be fine with me, because I just read something where McIntyre was like he wouldn't mind stepping away from a title run to have a feud with McIntyre. Anybody who's been following wrestling for the last 15 years or so, McIntyre, huh?
You said McIntyre have a feud with McIntyre?
I mean, McIntyre have a feud with Mahal. McIntyre said he wouldn't mind stepping away from a title run to have a feud with Jinder Mahal. And anybody who's been following wrestling the last 15 years, they remember when McIntyre and Mahal were both, I don't want to say scrawny, but they were nowhere near as in shape as they are now. And that little trio of a group of 3-man band with Jinder Mahal, Drew McIntyre, and Heath Slater. I wouldn't mind seeing.
Okay, what about this?
What?
What about T-Bar and Mace?
Who?
T-Bar and Mace.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that being a thing.
imagine McIntyre like one more attack and then Strowman boom hits Lashley and he capitalizes on the attack on Drew. Like they've been coming in a lot lately. You could throw them in there where they come in and attack and Drew takes the pin because of an attack by them. And then, not Lashley, Strowman gets the belt.
Okay. I'll guess I'll be okay with that. I mean, you haven't seen, I don't think they were on this past episode of Monday Night Raw. I don't remember seeing them at least. T-Bar and Mace.
They don't know how to they don't even know how to use their own tag team champions. I don't have any confidence that they could figure out anything else for anybody else. So
Yeah. So
but if for me, like you could use them two and bring them two in there and jump on McIntyre, thus giving the match to Braun. How would you do Lashley? That's another good question.
if you're gonna do that, if T-Bar and Mace are gonna get involved, I'd rather be a situation where they beat down all three of them, just to prove and show they're not with the Hurt Business or affiliate with the Hurt Business, and then allow Strowman to crawl over and pin McIntyre. That's a good way to end that match. It's very confusing and like, well, I thought they were, helping Lashley, but no, they beat down Lashley and beat down McIntyre and beat down Strowman. And Strowman just so happened to capitalize.
That could work. Wild card has always got to be Brock Lesnar. When is Vince gonna give him what he wants and put him in that? He's like that. As soon as that music hits, like you never know when Vince is gonna do it. Vince is gonna do it at some point.
Yeah, he'll break the bank for Brock
because the ratings need a boost, and then like any one of those guys in the title picture now against Brock is money. Any one of them, you could choose any one of them. So like that music hitting tonight could be something big heading into SummerSlam.
Yeah, but I mean, what's more of a bigger story or whatever? Would it be Brock coming back and going after the WWE Championship, where he could have his pick as far as Lashley, McIntyre, or Strowman, or is it Brock coming back and going after Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman's with Roman Reigns now? So where does that leave Paul Heyman?
I think you keep them separate just because of the fact that SmackDown I think is fine as far as the ratings. I think Raw could use the boost more, and I'd put Brock over there. And at this point, now that me thinking this, I think a Brock versus Lashley SummerSlam build up would be big.
Brock versus Lashley, yeah, I want to see that. I don't think we got to see it years ago. So, yeah. So a quick recap of our predictions before we close it out. I got the Miz winning, Dominic and Rey Mysterio winning, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Roman Reigns, and Lashley winning. Who you got?
I also have the Miz winning, Bianca Belair, the Mysterios winning the tag, Roman Reigns, and Braun Strowman.
What about the Raw Women's Championship?
Ripley.
So we're basically the same. Only thing we come to differences. Wait, who you say winning? Damian Priest and Miz?
Miz.
So yeah, the only one we're not agreeing on is the WWE Championship. I'm saying Lashley. You're saying Braun. Well, we'll find out here in a few hours. It's only a matter of hours now. Sunday, May 16th, 2021. WrestleMania Backlash is in a matter of hours. I'm going to be tuned in. B, I know you're going to be tuned in. I'm looking forward to seeing the results. B, you got anything else you want to say before we close it out?
No, I guess at this point now, like I said, what I was talking about earlier, you never know when somebody's music is going to hit where a return is going to be a boost to some kind of rating. So even if it's not Brock Lesnar, maybe Becky Lynch comes back. Any kind of boost at this point would help somebody. So always be prepared for a return of some sort.
Of these three returns, who would you rather see? Brock, Becky, or John Cena?
John Cena.
You'd rather see John come back?
Yeah, I mean, I guess really it all depends on how they do it. I think it might be too soon for Brock. Like come back now, like what it, I'd bring him back maybe one or two right before SummerSlam. If you try to make SummerSlam, a big hit, and they're actually talking about putting in fans in the next one, I think, right?
I believe so. I mean, AEW was already putting in fans.
So money in the bank is coming up. I think Money in the Bank is coming up next. I think.
Yeah.
And then you got, and then
hopefully they don't botch that like they did last year.
Yeah, giving it to Otis and going through the court process and giving it to Miz.
Otis, the climbing the building.
Did all of that to ultimately Otis won it, and then they went to the court, and then Miz got it, only to have the belt for a week to ultimately give it to Lashley.
Yep.
Did all of that for to end up giving it to Lashley.
He didn't even have 4 weeks.
So he did. He won it. He won it at the pay-per-view, and then I think it wasn't long. I think it was a week.
Yeah. I think it was because
he cashed in and only had it he had it at the pay-per-view, and then because he helped them, they made a deal. They did all of that Money in the Bank stuff to ultimately have him hold it for a week to give it to Lashley.
Yeah, they never should have gave it to Otis anyway. I'm not even sure if that was like a mistake that they just ran with, or if that was like a plan. If it was a plan, that it has Vince written all over it, and that's a horrible idea.
Well, like you said, hopefully the next Money in the Bank they get it right. We'll see which way they go, because you could tell like if they put the biggest problem with them is every participant in the Money in the Bank has to be a heavy hitter for someone to be tuned in. Like, yo, I don't know who could come out of this mug. You could pick last year's match. You could pick who was gonna come out with it, but no one knew it was gonna drop into Otis's hands.
Oh my goodness, nobody predicted that.
Right. So for the most part, everyone predicted somebody else to win other than Otis. For the Money in the Bank to be successful, to me, it has to be filled with someone with either all of them you don't know who it could be, or it has so many heavy hitters. I mean, you still wouldn't know who it could be. Like the very first one, Edge won that one. But I forget who all was in that match.
Yeah.
I thought Edge in it.
Edge did win it. I wouldn't be surprised.
Nobody thought Edge was going to win it.
What if he comes back and wins it this one?
It would be something.
Huh?
Make him a 3-time winner.
Would this be 3 if he won it this year?
If he won it, if he wins it, if he were to come back and win it this year, he's already won it twice before.
Oh.
Because he cashed in on the Undertaker.
Yeah, I remember that. I'll never forget that one.
Yeah.
We have
So
one
like,
more match.
it'd be interesting to see who the participants are for Money in the Bank.
Man, well, we got to get through WrestleMania
They have
Backlash tonight. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I guess they have two of them, but like you said, we'll worry about that when they put it together. Backlash is tonight. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, tomorrow night will begin the road to Money in the Bank or whatever the next one may be. But tonight, in a few hours, WWE WrestleMania Backlash, which I'm not overly fond of the name of this pay-per-view, but it is what it is. We got our predictions locked in. We'll find out how right or wrong we were tonight. It's your man D Jones, aka Nightfall, one half of the J1S boys. With my brother, the other half of the J1S boys, B Jones, aka the Elite, aka Captain Elite. We're signing off. We'll see y'all when we see you.